Hello there. I am wanting to share what I'm going through in case it's ever of help to anybody ever, which I kind of actually wonder because I think that our whole organism, our bodies, our minds, our emotions, our spirit is so individual that I don't know. But anyway, we do sometimes get help from others that have had chicken pox or whatever. So I have an infection of my ear. God, it looks bad. I couldn't see it for the past week, but now I can see it. This is the normal ear on my right side, and this is the ear on my left side that for the past few weeks actually it has had an infection. It's a funny infection. It's an outer ear infection. It started off as a skin thing because I have very sensitive skin. Sometimes I can get a bug bite or a bramble nick, and if I scratch it and if I've everything is perfect for it, then it'll turn into some kind of like eczema or something. So anyway, that happened with this ear. I'm just out of the shower, so a bit drippy. But about a week ago, it was actually on its way out, and yeah, I always do things naturally and holistically, just because as a child I grew up with the other form of treatment. So I know all about steroid creams and all sorts of other things like that. Um, but right now, because this ear is getting really serious, I'm just really worried. And I went to the GP yesterday, the doctor in the surgery, and she said that's infected. It's cellulitis at this point, and you just want to get this antibiotic into you. Penicillin will do, and in 2 days it should clear up. So she gave me a prescription for Floxapen, 500 mg, 4 times a day. And as the chemist was so full of people, I had my 2 kids at home, wanted to get back to them, so I thought I'd come back later. And meanwhile, I had a look to see what Floxapen was, as well as what cellulitis was. So you can do all that looking for yourself. If you're here, you might have experience with either or both or neither of those. Um, and I've been speaking to a lady who is a qualified herbalist locally, and I had been taking herbal preparations that would have the effect on the body like antibiotics, namely golden seal and berberis, Hydrastis canadiensis and berberis, I don't know what the other name is, as well as echinacea. And as sometimes I would wash this ear with that and calendula tincture, as well as maybe a bit of myrrh essential oil and maybe tea tree oil, all well known for their antimicrobial properties, antibacterial properties as well. But yeah, it's getting swollen, and a friend of mine likened it to an infection from an ear piercing, which actually is likely what it was, because during COVID, I have not really been going out to any sort of fancy functional things, so I have not been wearing any earrings. Um, and then I was part of a couple of ceremonies, which I did get dressed up for online, and I did wear earrings. And in between everything else, I think I must have been maybe scratching or whatever it was. Ear wasn't happy, but I didn't really pay that much attention to it. Somebody suggested when I did notice that it was a bit itchy to put some St. John's wort oil on, hypericum. So I had some, and surprisingly, it did pretty much lift away the any bother with my ear. And on 31st of May, it was absolutely fine. There was no bother on it. On June 1st, Monday, my 2 kids came back to me after being away for all of COVID, and that was wonderful. But there's all sorts of factors involved. My own self-judgment. Are they going to be let down now that they're with their mom and they're not as fun as with their dad or whatever? All these other things. And however it was, had a bit of a flare up, and the ear also went back like 5 steps. So over the week, I have been diligent and taking these herbal remedies. And the friend who was touching on the subject of an ear piercing infection said, well, then just bang on some Savlon or Germaline, things that I've never taken, that I've never used as an adult, but I believe they're just like your antiseptic cream down at the local shop or at the chemist. And I did look at the ingredients, and they are a lot better than the old Floxapen, which from my research was it may not work, it may cause worse reactions, etc. We all know allopathic medicines are more extreme, isolated, inorganic, synthetic or man-made preparations, right, to treat us symptomatically, which is why a lot of us go back to the holistic or turn to holistic or alternative medicine. So I'm going to leave it there because I don't have any answers. I could show you my ear. It's pretty bad. It's going to be, the symptoms are, it is red and swollen. At times it's throbbing. No pain as yet, touch wood. But, it is going in. All the time there's a bit of a blocked sensation. I might be shouting now for all I know because of that. And then it begins weeping. And the weeping, if it wasn't for that, that's like getting my attention. The weeping liquid kind of dries or hardens what I don't wipe away or dab at, which I know I shouldn't do. This is my friend. It hardens to a sort of a funny skin, kind of a film. Yes, I know it's probably, the infection is probably a kind of a staphylococcus kind of thing. Well, it's hard to tell what's what because at the moment I've just come out of the shower. So great to have a shower and really wash it with, warm water. And I have good old, really natural, super sensitive skin eczema soap from Odilique. And last night I decided I'm going to put neem oil with a bit of calendula tincture on this. And I did. I had the same kind of, I can tell it had been weeping after I did that, and it hardened a bit, but not as extreme as the other days. I don't know. I've also begun taking neem internally. I'm a vegan, so I don't normally consume honey. And because of that, I had some Manuka honey from about 10 years ago that I just don't eat because of my vegan lifestyle and diet. But for exactly this purpose, I thought, okay, well, this is when I say goodbye to that honey, and I'm going to use it as a medicine. So because it came up on the top 10, whatever, antibiotic alternatives naturally. So I put 3 tablespoons of neem, ground up neem, raw leaf, potentially root, into this honey with grapefruit seed extract. I know if you're not into it, it sounds like a real witchy potion, but sure, that's where it all came from. That's where medicine came from, modern medicine, allopathic medicine. And I've been having that. Oh boy, the taste. I know this whole protocol would be a lot better if I actually decided to cut out any sweetness, any sugar out of my diet. At the moment, I have a pretty good whole foods diet. I have fruits in the morning and things like that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it now, but that's where it is. So I'm going to give you this wonderful shot of the ear. So that's that side. I don't know what you can see because I can't see what the camera lens sees. Try to get you the back as well. Like looking like that. Anyway, it's pretty gross, disgusting. I hope YouTube doesn't kind of use that as a thumbnail shot. And yeah, if you're in this position, if you know anything, well, I wish you all the best with your health. And yeah, just sharing that out of kind of humble, innocent kind of intention of maybe it could help somebody, or yeah, maybe even somebody has some advice, sound advice, not trolling advice for me. So I'll leave you on that note, and it's a very happy Saturday today, the 6th of June, 6/6, 2020.